10 was a mess, okay? Let me tell you. Hey loves, channel, or welcome if this is your first time coming across my channel. So as some of you may know, I am in my second trimester of pregnancy. So I thought, why not give you guys a recap of my first trimester, some symptoms that I had, cravings, different products I use, all of that jazz. So if you want to hear about my first trimester of pregnancy, please stay tuned. Okay, you guys, before we get into all of my symptoms and everything else, I did actually put everything in my phone, like as I was feeling certain things, because I knew I wanted to do a video like this. I wanted to kind of keep track of what I was feeling and all of that jazz. So I have some notes here in my little note app of everything. So I'll be referencing this. And now let's go ahead and get into this first trimester recap. Okay, you guys, so before I found out that I was actually pregnant, if you saw my previous video, we have been trying for about 4 or 5 months. And you know, that whole process, it was kind of like getting me down. So I really didn't want to get my hopes up. I remember one time in particular, I was just convinced that I was pregnant, you guys. Like when I say I was convinced, I was convinced. Like every little thing I was reading into, like some of the things that, you know, I was noticing was that I was really clumsy. I was dropping things left and right. I also noted that I was having headaches and that I was craving ice. I also had like a metallic or a copper type of taste in my mouth. And I swear, like if you look on Google and you put any of these things in and then put pregnant behind it, somewhere you'll find an article where somebody experienced something like that. So I was totally convinced. And then on top of that, that same month, I had dreamt of fish. And if you know, have any superstitious people in your family or anything like that, like normally when you dream of fish, they say a baby is on the way. So I remember that month waking up like, babe, I dreamt of fish. I dreamt of fish. And girl, like I just knew I was pregnant. Okay, I knew that I knew that I knew. But when I took the test and I wasn't pregnant, like I was so disappointed. Like I was like really, really sad. I was sad because when you feel like you know something for sure and it's just not that, it's just like heartbreaking. So anyway, from that point on, I told myself I will never get myself that hyped up and just read into every little thing, because I don't want to set myself up for disappointment again. So unless I missed my period, I wasn't going to speculate anything. So I just want to let you know that little background. Now fast forward to when I'm actually pregnant, but I'm waiting on my missed period. Y'all, I was so moody. Like when I say I was moody, I was tripping. Like generally I'm a pleasant person, I would say. I don't wake up in certain moods. I don't have an attitude for no reason. Like I like to laugh, I like to joke around, you know, all of those things. I'm pretty joyful. I don't know if I want to say joyful, but I'm pretty just like, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? You have to actually do something to me for me to have an attitude. Like you have to do something. Girl, nothing was being done. Like I just had an attitude and I was like easily irritated. I was irritable, and like the smallest of things would have me like, what? Like, why are you talking to me? Like, I don't know what was up with me. And I don't know if it was like the shift in hormones or what, but I was tripping. And my poor Poor babe, he was getting the grunt of it. He was like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you good? Like, are you pregnant? Are you this? Are you that? He said it, you know, at one point. So, yes. So, one of my early on symptoms before taking the test was that I was really, really moody. Okay, so around 5 weeks when I did find out that I was pregnant, I still was super moody, irritated without reason. And then I also had a little bit of like cramping. You know, that is common because I guess implantation is happening, or no, maybe it wasn't implantation because implantation already happened, but maybe it's like the stretching of the uterus. I don't know, but I did have some light cramping. And I was extremely bloated all of a sudden. The pregnancy hormone progesterone does cause bloating. So my bloating was like just starting to start because it did progress and get worse. Today I am 6 weeks pregnant, but as you can see, I already look like 3 or 4 months pregnant because of extreme bloat. Like when I say extreme bloat, y'all, I don't even have to eat nothing, drink nothing. I just wake up like this. So yes, you guys, this is what I'm looking like. I just turned 6 weeks yesterday. So yeah, it was just starting then. Like it was like felt like fully round. Okay, so I had some bloating, and then I also had trouble with sleep. So that was my 5th week. By the time I was 6 weeks, I started feeling some morning sickness. I remember being totally disgusted by meat. Like I did not want to see any raw meat. I barely wanted to smell any meat cooking. Like meat was like, it was, girl, it was like disgusting. Okay, I never thought that I would feel that way, but it was like, no, I don't want to touch nothing with no meat. I don't want to do anything with meat. Like, no. So that was really weird to me because I mean, I'm not a huge, I mean, I guess I have become more of a meat person because of keto, but before keto, like I can go my whole day without eating meat. Like I can eat cereal and fruit and sandwiches, grilled cheeses, stuff like that, without necessarily having to have meat at each meal. But still, I still like enjoy having some meat, you know. Girl, I was not liking it at all. So I put here, the smell of meat would literally gross me out, make me feel nauseous. I remember one point, I think babe was frying some chicken and just that grease was in the air. It was just like, no. I also had low energy. I still had the light cramping. And then another thing was that I was easily out of breath. The smallest of things would make me feel out of breath. And I had looked that up too. That is common, but I wasn't exactly sure why that was common. If I find something, I'll put it on the screen or something. But yes, I was easily out of breath. Normally, like it'll take me going like up and down the stairs or something like that. Like I was literally just getting up out of bed and I was like, ooh, like, why are you out of breath? I'm like, I don't know. Like literally nothing. And it's not like I was gaining any weight at this point. So girl, I was just out of breath. Okay, so around 7 weeks, the nausea really started to kick in. I didn't gain, I don't think, like if I gained anything, it was probably like 2 or 3 pounds in my first trimester because I ate really light or sometimes not at all. Like I literally, the nausea was really making me not want to eat, you know. The only thing that I probably could stomach is peanut butter Captain Crunch, and stuff like that, like light things, but I was not having a whole bunch of like heavy meals. I also started peeing every second of the day, And since then, it hasn't stopped. Like, I still pee every second of the day. I'm like, I hope I can finish this video without having to go pee. And that has been one of the more irritating things about pregnancy, because, you know, I can't sleep. I have to get up and pee throughout the night. And normally, I don't really get up in the middle of the night. I normally stay asleep the entire night. I mean, unless it'll be certain times if I have a lot of stuff on my mind, or, you know, whatever, I might wake up and I might get on my phone for a little bit or something like that. But generally, if I don't have a whole bunch on my mind, I can go to sleep. But now I have to get up and, you know, all of that jazz. So the peeing started at 7 weeks and it's still going on strong. Okay, so basically I only threw up 3 times so far throughout this entire pregnancy, and week 8 was the first time that I actually threw up. So and surprisingly, it was after I had a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is one of my faves. But girl, as soon as I finished it, I just felt instantly sick. It was a trip to me because I had been eating the peanut butter Captain Crunch on a regular basis without a problem. And then as soon as I switched up the cereal and had the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it was a no-go. So that was the last bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch I had. I think I tried one other cereal. I think I even showed that on video of one of the What I Eat in a Days. It was some Chex cereal. I ate that, I was fine, but it was peanut butter flavored Chex cereal. And so it seems like the baby wants peanut butter cereal. That's it. So I haven't even tried anything else, and I keep that with me, okay? So yes, that was 8 weeks. At 9 weeks, we had our very first ultrasound, which was ultra special. It was just a little tiny nugget in there, a little tiny nugget, baby. So the baby was measuring correctly, exactly at 9 weeks and 0 days. I was still extremely bloated, and I looked more along the lines of like 4 months instead of looking like 2 months. I mean, I know 2 months doesn't look like anything. It shouldn't have looked like anything, but I was looking like I was 4 months pushing 5 months because I was bloated. At this time, I started looking at a ton of different videos on just showing, or just bloat and showing early and all this stuff, and it was a ton of women on TikTok saying the same thing, and they all contributed to the bloat. The bloat is insane. It's insane. It's so much that it's just uncomfortable, and that probably contributed to not eating as much as well. Also, around this time, my breasts were a little tender, which was so crazy with Trenton. That was my only indication that I was pregnant. I hadn't even missed my period yet, but I think I was talking to my aunt, and I was like, oh, my breasts are so sore. I'm like, why are my breasts so sore? Like, they're hurting. She was like, well, no. Yeah, she was like, when was your period has your period come? And I said, actually, it was supposed to come yesterday, so I'm waiting for it to come. And she was like, let's take a pregnancy test. And I was like, I'm only a day late. Like, I was 1 literal day late. I was like, I don't think I'm pregnant. Sure enough, I was pregnant with Trenton. So that happened very early on with him. And then I guess the tenderness with this baby didn't start until I was 9 weeks. So that was something. And then around week 10 was a mess, okay? Let me tell you. Okay, so week 10 was an absolute mess. First, I think I had a mild case of like stomach poisoning or something like that, because I couldn't get off the toilet. I hope that's not TMI, but I couldn't get off the toilet, and I had just these really bad stomach cramps. And Babe, I think the culprit was what Babe brought. Babe went out that night, and he ended up bringing me back a quesadilla that he got off of one of those like carts or whatever, that they had outside of like a little bar. And he's like, oh, the quesadilla is so good. You want to bring me one? You want to bring me one? Brought me the quesadilla. I don't know. This man has a stomach of iron. He ate the quesadilla. It was fine. I ate the quesadilla. It was a no-go. And I felt so sick. So that was that. And then later on in week 10, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the hormones. But y'all, I was feeling so down. Like low-key depressed, like without reason. And I don't know if it was just that I had really low energy and felt like I couldn't do anything, but y'all, I just started feeling really, really down on myself. I started feeling down about myself, like not just down on myself in general. I started feeling like I'm a failure. I started feeling like I'm ugly. Like I was just feeling all of these horrible things, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, why do I feel sad? Like, felt like I just wanted to cry for no reason. Like, I was like, what is happening? What is happening? Like, literally all these negative thoughts started swarming in my mind, and I had no idea why. I started Googling it, and then I also looked at some other videos of other pregnant women, and surprisingly it was common and other people had went through it. So that made me feel a little better. It didn't necessarily help me to shake it right away, but I did feel a little bit better knowing that, you know, it has something to do with my hormones and with the pregnancy, because trust me, I was struggling. I just was not feeling happy at all. Then the same week, you know how you've like had certain things that's in your area and you're just tired, you can't think of anything else to eat. So I was at that point and I was like, you know what? I haven't been to Carl's Jr. in forever and a day. I'm gonna go to Carl's Jr. and I'm gonna have my old order that I used to get all the time years ago. So I went and ordered it, and y'all, the moment I ate it, I threw up. As soon as I finished that last bite, I just threw up, and it was just a violent throw up. It wasn't like before, maybe because it was just a lot of food or whatever. It was just horrible, okay? So when I say week 10 started with food poisoning and stomach cramps and depression, sadness, then throwing up, like bad throw up, like week 10, I was so happy when week 10 was over. Week 10 was a hot mess. Okay, y'all, so I forgot to mention this, but on a positive note, a lot of you have been saying that I have a pregnancy glow. I don't know if I see it, but you guys have been filling up my comments, letting me know that I'm glowing. So I did want to throw that in there because that did make me feel good. Now, week 11 through 13, I really didn't document a whole bunch. Okay, guys, so I am headed to my 12-week appointment. And this is what my bump is looking like. It's from my little nugget. But from what I do remember, around this time, I was having weird dreams. I was having dreams of all kinds of weird stuff, like dreams that will wake you up out of your sleep. So yeah, I was like, what is this about? And I was researching everything. I was Googling everything. I was TikToking everything. And come to find out that that's common also in pregnancy as well. So the dreams were dreaming, okay? I also had constant like light cramping, like a burning, stretching kind of sensation that was like deep in my lower belly. You know, again, I felt like that was just like stretching for the baby, the stretching of the uterus and everything of that sort. I also noted that I didn't have much of an appetite. When I did eat, it was light food, so I did mention that, not a lot of meat. And I loved anything with bread. Anything that was bread, I was on, okay? I had a lot of avocado toast. I had so much avocado toast I got sick of it. I literally had avocado toast almost every day for 2 weeks straight. And then that last avocado toast I made, I was like, I can't do it no more. It was starting to make me feel like, you know, but I loved avocado toast. I also ate a lot of grilled cheeses at that time. So literally anything with some bread. And my number one craving, I would say, is the Baskin Robbins Mocha Blast Cappuccino drink. Oh my gosh. It's still one of my favorite things that I want to have. Hey you guys, I'm coming to get my craving right now, which is an Oreo Mocha Blast from 31 Flavors with Jamocha ice cream. Oh my gosh. I feel like I gotta have this all the time. The best in the world. I wish I could make this at home. I've tried, but it's pretty decent for when I'm in the home, but it just don't never taste like 31 Flavor. But yeah, it's my craving. Like, but at that time, I was thinking about it day and night, okay? Day and night, I'm thinking like, okay, as soon as Bae get home, I'm gonna tell him on the way home before, because he has to pass it. So I'm gonna call him when he's about passing it and just tell him to get me a drink. Like, that's all I could think of. I've door dashed it. I had it delivered to me before they closed, like 20 minutes before they closed. I'm like, nah, they gonna close. I'm not gonna make it all the way there. Have it door dashed. Like, I literally thought about it day in and day out, okay? And then when it got to the point where I didn't want to go all the time, I started trying to get all the ingredients and look for recipes on TikTok, because I just wanted that taste. I haven't been able to make it, of course, like Baskin Robbins, but y'all, that is probably my #1 craving. Again, I already told you guys about the peanut butter Captain Crunch. Love, love, love that. I pretty much have that every single day, every morning. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for like cravings. Other than that, I'm just pretty much eating normal. I just had a pickle today, which is so weird. Pickle's not my thing. I will not eat pickles like that. But I'm gonna make some chicken strips. So I was using the juice to marinate the chicken in. And I was like, oh, let me just eat one pickle. And it was so delicious. So I don't know if pickles is going to be my new thing. But the last thing I noted was that I was also easily tired and felt exhausted or fatigued for most days. So it was some days that I just felt like I didn't even really want to get out of the bed. And then kind of, another thing I think is that I work from home, so I'm in the house a lot. And then I didn't have my car as well because, like I told you guys before in other videos, me and Bae are sharing a car. So it was just like I'm in the house. These hormones is going on. I'm tired. It was just like, it was literally too much. Thank God I feel so much better now and have energy and everything else. So yes, you guys, that is pretty much everything from before pregnancy to week 13. What else? I also wanted to tell you some of the products that I'm using and will be using. And yeah, so around week 12, I did start using a belly oil. Actually, I probably should have brought it up here to show you guys, but I'll just put it on the side so you guys can see, because I'm not going all the way downstairs at all. But I started using the Palmer's cocoa butter, like stretch mark oil or whatever. I'm not sure. It's debatable if that stuff even works. I mean, the thing is, I have stretch marks all over my tummy anyway because of just being plus size. I might have a couple from Trent as well when when I was pregnant with him. But all of those stretch marks, they're all like white and kind of faded. They're not super prominent. Of course you can see them, but they're older stretch marks. So what I'm trying to prevent is just, the new big bold, like the red ones or the purple ones, if I can. If not, it is what it is. But so yeah, so I'm trying to stay moisturized. So when I get out the shower, I'll moisturize my tummy with a little extra. I lotion my whole body, including my tummy, but then I'll put a layer of cocoa butter on top, and then also some of the Palmer's oil as well. So I'm hoping that does help as my belly begins to stretch, because now it's getting bigger now. So I'm hoping that it does help. I also want to make my own like kind of belly butter. I do have some shea butter that I basically want to whip, put some like vitamin E in there, some rose hip oil, some, you know, just some all the good stuff, and then start using that as well. So we'll see. I think I have most of the stuff, I just haven't got around to actually making it. And then as far as my prenatal, I started off with using Nature's Made, but Ritual actually reached out to me for a sponsorship on another video, and then I started using theirs. I really love like the taste of it and how small the pills are and how easy they are to take down. The Nature Made ones are pretty big. I mean, they're a good prenatal from what I've heard and researched, but they're just big and they're kind of hard to take down. I prefer the Ritual ones. I'm almost done with the bottle that I had, so I do need to reorder, but I do have the Nature's Made as a backup just in case. So, and then things that I ordered that are currently on the way is a belly band. Now that I'm in my second trimester, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a recap for my second trimester as well, but now that I'm in my second trimester, my back hurts, okay? And you know, it's just, oh, I don't know. I just will say that I'm consistently having back pain, lower back pain, and I heard that that's common as well because your ligaments and everything is softening to kind of prepare for birth and just stretching and stuff like that. Yeah. So my back, I'm like, okay. So I talked to one of my friends and she was telling me how she had got a back brace in her pregnancy and it really helps her out a lot. So I did order one of those. I'll link one that's similar, but I think I got mine from Temu because I've never ordered from there before, but I've heard about it. And so one time I was on there and it had the same exact picture of the one that was on Amazon on Temu for cheaper. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that one out. But if it's a hot mess, then I'm gonna just order from Amazon. But that's on its way now. I ordered one of those. I also ordered a pregnancy pillow because it is very, like, sleeping right now is kind of difficult because you have to sleep on your side, preferably your left side. I'm a back and stomach sleeper and you're not really recommended to sleep on your back. So it's hard. I don't know. It's really hard going from one side to the next. I know I'll be waking babe up. He'd be like, goodness. But I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm putting a pillow between my knees. He putting a pillow on my back. I'm like really just trying to get comfortable and it's hard. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I just imagine just when I'm bigger, like that's gonna be a mess. So yeah, so I ordered a pregnancy pillow as well, and that is on its way. So yes, you guys, that is my official recap of my first trimester. Also, my gender reveal will be coming up soon. I'm really excited about that. So yes, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do want me to do a second trimester recap, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I just want to thank you for all of the well wishes, the congratulations, the prayers, the, you know, checking on me, asking how things are going. I appreciate it so much. I love you guys so much. Thank you. And until my next video, have a blessed day, have a blessed week, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.